Welcome to the third round of this webcam tournament here, where I am going in with Machine Head, and this time against another black-white deck. Not Dead Gael as we saw last time, but we do play against black-white control here. So getting a Dark Ritual into an arena is a nice start if he doesn't show me a Disenchant here. But nonetheless, that is the matchup here. We see a Verdict, which, well, I can survive that with my my arena and discarding another arena and a Terminate. I might still be thinking that this could be Dead Gael, but I do know my opponent is a lover of this black-white control. He is definitely a main black-white control player, and here I see the cards in Acromas Vengeance and the Core Haven, which suggests that this is definitely the control version, discarding a Verdict. Playing out a Lavaman and passing the turn. And he just drops a Core Haven and ships the turn back. I have definitely stopped him in developing his board, and he's not playing his morphs into a Lavamancer with two possible activations, which is nice. So I am like forcing him to just keep those cards in hand, and he is not cycling that Vengeance there. So that might be one of his ways to close out my possible ways of winning. And we see a factory, so growing the clock a little. Okay, he drew a dragon here, so he can plane cycle and develop his mana situation. This will become difficult if he gets to drop down an angel. That will be the death of me unless I can get to one of my other Terminates. I had no clue what I was facing when I discarded, and well, there is removal options with the Grim Lavamancer, but it doesn't take everything. Okay, he drops a planes, lags a little, and okay, what is he doing? 4 mana. Okay, he's just playing out the Bane. 4/3 here. And I like that he has the foil. Okay, a lightning bolt to that. That's it for the Bane. And I just keep drawing cards here. And oh, another factory. That is huge. Yeah, but he does have the ability to have disenchant for it eventually, or sword to plowshares. He can also vindicate it, possibly. So the game is not over yet, and I'm just asking for that Acromas Vengeance, what it does, and you can see it here. He shows it. If you want to read it, you just pause the video when he shows the card. Swing for 3, and holding up a Grim activation. Duress. Okay, Duress here. He takes a Terminate, and 2 lands are shown, so I am kind of hellbent, but with drawing 2 cards each turn, I can get back quite quickly here. I use the Lavaman, so he goes to 12. I'm at 15, so still winning the race here. He does have his Core Haven online now, and an unknown card in hand. And that could be a sword. Therapy. So Therapy has been doing great work lately on this channel, both in the Rock series and this Beltane series here. And here we see 2 angels for 1 activation of this card here. It's a wonderful card. Cabal Therapy is a card that wins games for sure. Swing for 5. He, yeah, nullifies 1 attack, so 3 damage. And I ship the turn back. Not looking good for Andreas here. Not looking good. But he could still draw out of it. Now here is the Vindicate for 1 factory. But that opens him up for factory swing here. He cannot core Haven, and he has no colored mana left, so no swords. Completely safe to just swing here. And I draw another factory, of course I do. So I can swing for 3 with a factory, and I can also play out a rat, so discarding his last card in hand. And I swing for 3 damage here. So he's at 5, I represent lethal, and what can he draw here? He didn't draw anything good here, so that is game 1 for me. If you are playing MTGO or Magic the Gathering online and are using a rental service, or if you want to do that, I have a link in the description for a referral and a coupon code which makes you get 30% off on your next subscription. So consider that, and onto the video. Now he is starting here with a Duress turn 1, which is a nice play. He can only take Terminate, and I just keep 5 lands. I keep like sort of the winning cards from the last game, hoping that that will secure a win. I'm not quite sure it's the best like start here, but again, he does have a ton of removal in this deck. He starts out with a sword here, so I don't even get to attack once, and I drop down a factory. You can't quite see it here, and I didn't like notice when we played live because you can't really see it, but he's very close to showing his hand here, showing information that I shouldn't have. You need to be aware of that with webcam, and also be aware that, well, my hand is out of the picture at some point, so not ideal either. I maybe need to try another setup for my playing area. But verdict, oh no, vindicate here and a morph. See, I wondered if I should show morph or not, but this newer printing is the only one there is of morphs, so I show that. I try to show all the relevant cards. I'm not showing basic lands or fetch lands or like just lands that taps for mana mostly. But if there's something that you can't really spot what is in these webcam series or in any other video in the channel, just drop a comment down below and I'll make sure to answer, or well, hopefully some of the players will answer. Okay, this is not looking good here. He flips an angel and swings for 4. And now he starts to gain life, which means that his scryings will get better, and eventually he'll just outgrind me if I cannot draw into something of value. Looks like he has some dirt on his sleeves. They're getting cleaned live here. And I'm just thinking, okay, a hippie, a blocker, or just something going to the bin here. He might have removal for it. We don't know. Okay, he swings. I take 4. I hope to connect with it, it looks like. But he can race me. He doesn't care about losing cards, it looks like. Tapping some lands. And what is... Okay, another morph here. I think that's the end of it. That will probably be the end of it. I'm not sure what he is trying to communicate here. Somehow I lost the audio in this leak here. OBS is still something I am learning to use better. I've used it for streaming twice now. But if you have some pointers, some ideas for improving here, just let me know down below. Yeah, this is not looking good at all here. And he's hellbent, so I swing for 6. Quite aggressively. And he just takes it. Yeah, he has so much life. That angel is doing a lot of heavy lifting here. I drop a swamp and pass the turn. So no matter if it's another angel or a Bane of the Living, I feel like I'm toast here. If he flips a Bane and kill my board, I'm toast. If he just flips an angel and swing with it, I cannot even raise that. He will gain 8 life per turn cycle, and I will hit for 6. And he is at, I'm at 9. He is at a lot. He's at 21. Now what? I need a red source. Okay, I did draw a red source. Not enough though. Andreas is thinking about it. Taps 2 lands to cycle. Yeah. He doesn't even need to take pain, and he drops a planes there, and I chump with my Spectre, and he still gains life. And my Spectre dies. I fetch you. Do I have a bolt, maybe? Do I have a bolt here? I definitely fetch for a mountain, yes. Yeah. And then what? Is it the bolt for the last 3 damage on the angel? Let's see. Yeah, it is. So angel goes. Angel is put to the bin here. 2 damage from Spectre and 3 from a bolt. That's 5. And now I get to get a lucky draw, maybe. I have no clue what could draw me out of this. Maybe. Actually, I do have an idea of what could draw me out of this. But we'll see. I think I know what's going on here, because I remember this. And he needs to show me his graveyard here. There's an angel, a dragon, there's some removal, but that's not what I'm looking for. And then we have the Bane of the Living in play, and here is a Haunting Echoes. And yeah, I've sped this up a lot because no need to go through all of this, but he finds most of his win cons. We saw Wretch, and we saw this this undead gladiator, and we saw Bane of the Living. So now I know that he has through very few threats, and he has no decree. And now my plan is to just slowly ground him out of this game, and I drop down a creature that can take both or most of his stuff out, but he kills it with the Bane. Yeah, we knew Bane was there, and another Echoes. I sighted the Echoes in, or one of them in. I had one in the main, and I think against a control deck with few sources of actually game-winning pieces, like few win cons, you could go that route, especially if you have a ton of removal. Okay, thinking. Andreas is thinking, and he swings. I animate my factories. I block, and they pump each other, and he disenchants one of them, which I had a clue that he would do. Nice foil disenchants. He has foil verdicts, foil disenchants. I believe a foil Bane of the Living as well. Yeah, I like when people just pimp out their decks. I haven't done that. I'm not maining any deck. I have several decks that I enjoy to play, so I won't like put all my my MTG money into one deck. I just like to spread it out. And I have acquired like extra playsets of some of the more popular cards, like these factories here. I do have 4th edition and this gold border set, and I also have antiquities set. But I like not having to find my cards in all of the other decks whenever I need to go to any tournament or play a webcam league. I just like to have several decks that I can pick from, and I'm still trying to acquire more copies of several different cards like Call of the Herd and Naturalize and so on. Okay, we saw a Scrying Seer and now a Furnace. That's not what I want to see. We saw that it was in his deck, so now I really need to just take all of the activation from Grim I can before it's too late. And here he's reading out the Gladiator. You can read it down below, but it just comes back. He has a ton of mana. I'm not trying to attack him on his mana, and he can discard any dead spell and get this back into his hand. So this is recursive, and that will be a problem. That will definitely become a problem. I take it out with my Grim here, and he has a lot of life, 19 life, so a long way to victory for me, and I'm at 4 life. So this is a grind. I have sped up the footage here to 140%, and slowly we will get through this game here. But if you want to, you can just guess what's going to happen and then scroll on and find out. I think it's around 24 minutes that the game will come to an end, or 23 minutes maybe, but we'll see. Wretch here, another difficult spot to be in for me, and there goes my graveyard. So all of my cards in the graveyard are gone, and I just have a 1/1 now, and that's not where I want to be here. But can he keep me off of the activation so that his 2/2 can just start swinging? 2 mana, discarding a Scryings. Wow. I would probably have gone for more cards there. 2 cards. Verdict, so he allows me to activate now. He allows my Grim Lavamancer to kill his Wretch. I'm not sure that's a good play here. And now he wants to maybe remove my cards. Yeah, and I of course activate in response, killing the Wretch. I'm not sure if you saw that line. Maybe you should have, but the Wretch is gone. Another win con is gone for him, but he has the Gladiator. So he made way for Gladiator to actually go swinging next turn, possibly. And now we have a rat here. He has no cards in hand, but the rat is still a blocker, so it trades for the Gladiator, which we will probably see here. He swings, I block. Yep, and they go to the bin, and his will come back. And he correctly removes my rat here. I fetch in response to this furnace, so I can get 2 damage in on him. So now I am dead to 1 swing from a Gladiator. But if he draws a Bane of the Living, I am still toast. He has 2, I guess, back. 1 or 2 more of those. Oh, a factory here. Factory, not enough on its own. It's just a single factory, and it can only trade for... it can only trade with the Gladiator. Discarding a Verdict to get back the champion here. Now what? He just plays it, right? Yeah, he does. Yeah, playing out the Gladiator. Nice foil. and it's put right into like the spotlight here where it really shines. I just sent back the turn here. I'm really on the defense. I need him to... Oh, no. Dust Bowl is... Yeah, that's rough here. He kills my factory, removes it. With the furnace, I am considering doing something, signaling that I do have an instant in hand. It's a Terminate. Yeah. It is a Terminate. And I play out a rat, so he goes to discard a plains, which would have been a gladiator, so I get in an attack here. For next turn. It's a... Okay, that sucks here. That's a Core Haven. Rough. Super rough here. Swing for 2. But he only takes 1, of course, because of his Core Haven. Now back to me. Swing. And he takes 1. Goes to 15. And I ship the turn. And now he can discard his card in hand and get back the gladiator and keep a card for next turn so that he can play it out again. Yeah, plays it out. And he can just keep on going, and really this is super difficult for this deck to handle. I don't have an answer to it, like a clear answer. Oh, I did with Echoes, but that's too late. One is in the yard. No, both are exiled actually. Of course, one was discarded with a verdict and or Duress, and one was played. Now what? Will Andreas take it down or will he not? This match goes on forever here. Yeah, block with a rat. And they trade. And he should remove my rat. Yeah, he does. He does remove it. Oh, Dark Ritual in response. So I get an activation. And he used it for... Okay, that's extreme here. He clears the board, getting rid of my Lavaman. And now I'm really frightened by this gladiator here at this point. Dropping a land, having 2 cards in hand, probably more lands. He discards a swamp and gets back the gladiator in his upkeep. Then he goes to draw for turn here. Okay, he will adjust his lands so they look nice. Draw for turn, play out the gladiator. And if you're wondering if you should just add 1 gladiator into your black-white control, this is why you would do it. I'm not sure how many decks this would be good against, but definitely a tough thing for my deck to beat. But I guess against most decks, a 3-1 isn't really that scary. 2 mana, verdict. I bolt him and discard these 3 cards here. Not sure why I did not play my... Okay, I'm sure. I of course didn't play my Lavaborn Muse because I needed to bolt his guy. But another red source would have probably sealed the deal with 3 damage a turn. Play a gladiator and ships the turn back to me. And I have nothing. An arena I cannot play, which, well, because I'm at 3 life, and yeah, that's rough. 1-1 here. Third game here. I start with a mulligan to 6. He does as well. And I'm starting. And, well, if you're mid-range against control, you really want to be first. And with a Duress, I'm off to a good start here. Should probably take the verdict. The verdict is strong, but look at this. Andreas kept a one-lander with the ability to search out more planes, and he has the only option he has for a turn 1 here would be if I played a creature on turn 1 or 2 with Swords to Plowshares. Yeah, Duress is gone. Not sure that's the correct play, but that is the play I made here. Signals that I do have some potential in my hand. Maybe Cabal Therapy, maybe something else, and I just hope for him to not draw lands, but he plays a ton, 25, 26 or so. Duress again. Okay, now I should take the verdict. All it's sort, the verdict is gone, and a factory is played. He has no land. Nice. Not sure why he kept this hand with one land. Going to 5 is not that dangerous if you have seen how long these games have gone on for. Playing out a little rat here. Bane is gone. So that's one threat to the bin, and he knows I'm playing Echo, so I have no worries about, or he should be worried about which cards goes to the bin. But let's see here. Okay, I should not play or attack with the factor at least against a disenchant. Maybe just slow roll here or play another creature. I'm not sure why I did this. Yeah, disenchant on a land, not a good place to be in. Unless he draws a land, he planes cycles and just plays a planes. He has no black sources, and that is something I do like to see. Enemy colors do not have fetch lands; they only have the pain lands, and that's why they are not as consistent in their mana department. But a cycler is nice at getting more lands, but not black mana though. Okay, goes to swing for 1 and play out another one. Vindicate is discarded, and I ship back the turn here. 3 mana for Morph. Okay, fair enough. Now I just need to have him not draw any more lands. Okay, a land, another Sulfurous Springs. And what then? I take a damage. I play a Wretch. Okay, fine. So now I do have the ability to, when he gets to too much mana, I can stop his dragon from getting back from the graveyard. I can also maybe keep down his graveyard for a potential scryings. He plays out nothing and does nothing, and he has a 2/2, so he doesn't want to trade, which signals that this is not just a Bane of the Living, this is probably an Angel. And I test that thesis. I try to swing with something that he actually don't want to have in play, and he just takes it. And now a Lavaborn Muse. He has 2 cards in hand. Now he has 1, but he used that 1 to take care of the Lavaborn Muse, and I got back to 21 life. And now he plays another morph. Okay, what could it be? What could those morphs be? Okay, I go to swing. I should have used a painless source maybe. He doesn't take the trade. I take 1 damage. I lightning bolt one of them. He just shows me an angel. I think that's a mistake because I have no clue what's there, and he just flips one of them like it doesn't matter which one it is. But to me, I could have be facing a Bane of the Living. I could be facing some angels, but I don't know. So he needs to randomize it or ask me which one should go to the bin. So now I'm like 95% sure that the other one is an angel, and I'm just Well, living the dream here with him not drawing his 4th land. But when he does, he can just stabilize. No, he cannot just stabilize. He flips the other one. It was an angel. If he got to 4 lands before that, he would have definitely stabilized the game. I swing for 4, and he sorts my factory. So I gain 2. Up to 22, but he takes 4 life. Going down to 8. Having 2 cards in hand. Swing. So now he's at 4. Now he needs to draw something. He drew a land. Now he has black mana. That's something. So Vindicate on my guy. I just use some lands or fetch here, and I use some mana. 4 mana. I think I'm just removing stuff here. Should remove one of the angels at least. I'm asking if there's any dual cards like yeah, and this is what I got. So there's still one of each of those I got exiled, and maybe I'm setting up for an Echoes here. Echoes would be so nice. But again, he's at 2, so I don't think it matters. And I have some bowls. I do have some reach, and I have creatures to draw. He can Wrath of God here, and maybe pause my game a little bit. He can also just pack up his stuff and say, okay, you got this, 2-0. And we finally got a win with this deck. Nice.